Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for watching our weekly weather roundups.
Yes.
We love doing this. It is February the 8th, a Sunday, and boy, have we been through some really cold weather.
Yeah, very, very cold weather. A couple of weekends of very, very cold temperatures. So I'm looking forward to some warming this week,
Yeah.
which I know we haven't had a whole lot of, but we're actually going to reach the 60s this week. So I know
Yay.
everyone's really looking forward to that. Make sure to like and subscribe this video because I know a lot of folks will want to get these frequent updates that we do every single week, and we kind of walk through what we've seen over the past week, or maybe something interesting from the past weekend, some cool reported photos as well. So you don't want to miss these. Make sure to tune in. So I want to start with the cold that we've seen over the past weekend, and then we'll kind of gradually shift to the warmth and then some more cold again as we get into the end of this week. So a colder start to the week. You can see on this forecast temperature change, it shows the really cold air that's kind of settled in place for the first part of the week. But as we shift towards Tuesday and Wednesday, that's when we start to see those changes. You'll see those deep oranges and reds slowly shift to the east. That's as an upper level high builds over the area. So we'll see warmer temperatures briefly. It doesn't last super long. We have a brief period of time where we have some warmer temperatures. Then to end the week, you see the futurecast temperature change shows colder temperatures by Friday. I think we'll have another change in our pattern. And we could have some precip by then as well, and that's why forecast models have been showing some weird stuff for the end of this week. And we'll talk a little bit about that coming up later in the video. But yeah, it's been kind of a little bit back and forth on what's going to happen on Friday. It's put out rain more often, but then some models have some colder air working their way in, and when we have some colder air plus precip, that means more
Yet
mischief.
another round.
But I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's not true, and it's just a little bit of just output that's possible, but not as likely. We'll have to watch and see. The thing is, over the past, I would say, couple of days, we've been trending colder for the end of the week, so that would mean we could see maybe a wintry mix, at least for a brief period of time.
Okay.
So it's just something we'll have to watch. Forecast models have still been all over the place, so it's not something I'm going to say set in stone.
Right.
What we'll see on the 7-day forecast, I put a rain-snow mix because there's a possibility we could see a couple different precip types. I wanted to start with this. This was from last night to this morning. This was the cold weather advisory that was issued from 11 p.m. last night through 10 a.m. this morning. And the reason why I wanted to show this is because I had some questions on Facebook about, well, I'm not in the cold weather advisory, so it won't be as cold for me. No. Unfortunately,
Simply put, no.
Unfortunately, it was going to be cold everywhere, and wind chills could drop to the single digits. But the Weather Service only issued a cold weather advisory for this specific area. And the reason for that is there's different cold weather advisory criteria for each region. And it's done on purpose because obviously, if you live in northern spots, let's say up towards Roxborough, compared to like Fayetteville,
Right.
you're used to seeing more consistently colder temperatures, and also wintry precip. Roxborough, the snow capital.
Yeah, snow capital.
But you know, it's just all based off of how our body reacts to the cold. It's same with heat warnings now. The heat warnings are issued based off of how our body reacts to that. So like we had temperatures here that were not quite as warm as what they were seeing down in Mobile, Alabama, for example, my last market.
Right.
But we had heat advisories here, but they didn't have them in Mobile. It's just because it's all based off of if we're used to seeing that kind of heat or cold.
Interesting.
And so, and they've tried to make it based off of how our body reacts to it. And so these southern spots, eastern spots, but close to the coastline as well, those wind chills were just under 10 degrees last night, or had the possibility of getting just under 10 degrees.
Yeah.
While the northern spots, similar wind chills, but because of this criteria, it's just slightly different. So I wanted to show this map real quick. You can see the area in dark blue, wind chill 10 degrees or below, you get the cold weather advisory. For our northwestern spots, it's 5 degrees or below for the wind chill is the cold weather advisory. So all is based off of location and, how your body kind of reacts to that cold. I am slowly getting used to the cold again. It's definitely been very, very cold at times.
Yeah.
I feel like this past winter, especially when we've had the wintry precip coming in.
Right.
It's been quite frigid. But do you feel like this has been like a colder winter than you're used to?
Yeah, I mean, so I would say in North Carolina, definitely, at least it feels that way. Obviously, you can look at statistics and see, what year was colder, right, on average.
Right.
You know, I was in Richmond, Virginia before this, and I feel like the last 2 years, so 2025,
Yeah.
2024, it was cold. You know,
Yeah.
we had pretty significant snow. I mean, enough icy weather to knock out a power source at one point in Richmond, and the whole city lost water for a week, right? So, I mean, coming from that to this, it's definitely cold, and I think I'm not used to being a North Carolinian, not used to hearing, oh, it's going to be possibly feeling like it's 10 degrees outside. You know, that's just not something that I am used to, nor do I want to get used to, you know? So, yeah, I guess what it sounds like is based on what you are used to, based on your geography.
Yeah, and that's why they made some adjustments maybe a year or two ago to the cold weather advisories to account for that. So I just wanted to break down that a little bit in case you had some confusion about why those were issued only in certain spots. All right, let's get to the Super Bowl forecast.
Yeah, that's the story of the
folks,
day.
Some folks might watch this, you know, pretty quickly after it's released on Sunday evening when we're recording this. So, of course, in San Francisco, you've got temperatures in the low to mid 60s for highs today, while here we're in the 30s. So it is much colder than what they're seeing there. But we get the California weather later this week, so again, it doesn't last very long. If you're planning to watch the Super Bowl, do it inside, because if you're watching it outside, you're going to need a really nice heater, because we'll be in the 20s by 8 p.m. You're definitely going to be wanting to dance to Bad Bunny during the Super Bowl halftime. If you're watching it outside, because
indoors,
and if you're outside, you're going to be wanting to, like, up dancing, maybe doing a sprint,
moving, be moving
while
if
you're
you're
watching Bad Bunny. But,
outside.
Mostly clear skies by late tonight, because all the clouds that we're seeing today are from a weak upper level system. And we actually had a couple of flurries possible today because of that. It wasn't an overwhelming snow chance, but just a couple of flurries were possible. And then we'll see clearer skies overnight into Monday morning once that system finally moves out, because we'll have high pressure built back in. And with high pressure building back in, it's cold again tonight. 19 in Raleigh, 14 in Roxborough, 22 Fayetteville, 15 Rocky Mount. So, yeah, it's going to be quite cold again. The good news is we don't have a breeze. The winds yesterday, on Saturday, and also all the way through this morning were, well, definitely yesterday they were pretty bad, 40 plus miles per hour. So that made it feel super cold. Still felt chilly this morning, not as bad overnight tonight. It's just going to be, the air temperature in general is just going to be cold. But we have changes ahead. Our next weather maker is an upper level high that builds in. And so this is what everyone's looking forward to. By Tuesday, we get to the 60s. And we could still have more spots to reach the 60s on Wednesday as well. So this is going to be a big shift in our pattern. When the upper level jet, we talk about that a lot. As meteorologists, and like sometimes, you know, when I'm showing the upper level pattern, the upper level jet is so key to determining how deep of a cold air mass will move in. And when that jet sinks super far south, we have a better chance to see really, really cold air. And so this jet has been trending further south over the past few weeks. That's why we had a consistent pattern of a lot of cold. With that jet trending a little bit further north now, these highs that build in finally have the chance to push the warm air further north. Originally, it was like the warm air was going maybe as far north as Florida, but even Florida had some really cold temperatures over the past week or so. So we're finally going to get on some warmer temperatures. Again, highs push to the 60s on Tuesday, and will likely be in the 60s again for some spots on Wednesday. I have low to mid 60s right now for Wednesday, with 63 as our high in the triangle. And then by Thursday and Friday, unfortunately, we're back to more coldish temperatures. But long term, I think we're trending towards a warmer pattern-ish. Definitely closer to average or warmer than that, which that would mean less 30s and less 20s and more, 40s and 50s for highs, and eventually making it back to the 60s as we get closer to springtime.
Right.
But if you are not a fan of the cold, I think that there are going to be improvements in the coming weeks with that. At least it seems that way. Now, because that at the end of the week, I mentioned, Thursday and Friday with that weird pattern, because of that kind of setup that we were going to have, we could see a bit of a rain-snow mix. It all depends on these temperatures really at the end of the week, because we have small differences in temperatures, then we could have a change in precip as well. So do you want more wintry precip, or are you kind of done with it?
No. Short answer.
No.
Get away from me.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it was cool at first to see like the novelty flakes, and then there was some better snow. And I was like, okay, this is just frustrating because now it's causing road problems. And
power outages.
Yeah, I got to stay at the station, which I mean, very thankful for accommodations.
Yeah.
But I don't want to keep staying here because my bed is super comfy. So I'm like, you know, let's move this along. I think we're trending towards a pattern of less of having that, so that's going to be really good.
Yeah.
And we're going to just deal with technology for a second. But again, watching the end of the week really closely because once we get to really the end of this week, we're going to have to watch for if temperatures are trending colder, if we could get some like possibility for a wintry precip. We'll have to watch for that. But you can see on our next weather maker here, we have rain possible Wednesday, and then it's going to be mainly isolated showers. And then by the end of the week, we'll have to watch for how deep that cold air mass is. This particular model wants to bring in a mix of precip, but again, that's all going to depend on how deep that cold air is. So it's going to be variable. I mean, right now it's been all over the place, so I don't want to say, hey, it's going to be one way or the other. But I think we have a better chance to see rain if temperatures are trending a little bit warmer. They've been trending colder. I'm like, come on, just bring in some warmer air, less of the wintry precip. We don't want to see views like this anymore. I mean, this is cool. Don't get me wrong.
We're sick of it.
I think we're sick of these kind of views. But I love
They're
this photo.
They're cool, though. They are cool.
I do love this photo. This is sent in by Angie out of Sanford from, I think it was this past weekend we had more significant snow. And this pool has seen warmer days.
Yeah, it's cool to see like the glaze up here. Obviously really cool to look at. You know, we covered a story briefly of some Wake Forest police officers doing a polar plunge yesterday. So I just think about someone jumping into this. Just
no, thank you.
Please don't do that.
No.
You'll end up on the news.
It's I can't imagine how cold. I mean, because this was way colder than, well, consistently cold than what we saw yesterday morning.
Right.
And
wow.
it was cold and windy yesterday morning.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, no, thank you. And then we had a little bit of a wintry mix on, this would have been Thursday morning. It's like I'm losing track of my days. But we had some precip in the morning. And so we ended up having some like kind of glazed over, you know, seating areas, tables and stuff like that. So I want to show this real quick. Michelle sent this in on a Fuquay Arena. Not everyone saw this kind of freezing phenomena happen, but thought it was interesting. We had like a few places that ended up seeing that with some of the precip that we saw moving this week. And then we had some snow in South Hill. I think this was from yesterday, or it would have been Friday now.
Yeah,
Again,
Friday.
my days. Who knows what day it is? We had that front move through, and it brought mostly rain to the area, but on the back side of that system, as the cold air kind of caught up to everything, we saw some areas that saw snow, mainly up towards Virginia. And so, again, South Hill got in on some snow, and it accumulated in some spots just a bit. It wasn't an overwhelming amount, but it was a fast-moving front, so it didn't have the time to really accumulate. Most spots just saw rain. It was like a quick, maybe light to moderate rain. It was a fast-moving system. I remember, like, I took a nap. I worked the morning shift, took a nap, woke up, checked radar, and I'm like, I was expecting it to move in like 4 or 5 o'clock, and with how fast the front ended up moving, it was 3:30, and the rain is like
completely gone.
Just moving so fast to the area. I was like, of course, this would happen. Front's moving so fast. After the cold air behind it was just super strong.
Right.
Which it was. I mean, it was super windy on Saturday, so I'm not surprised. And then one more photo of the ice spikes.
We've gotten so many of these.
We've done a lot of these. And I think it's because Chris Michaels put together an awesome explainer on WRAL.com.
As he does.
As he always does. Ask the Meteorologist. Chris and I have been doing those segments. He's done a ton. And I've been getting in the mix as well, doing some of those. And he wrote a great article on the ice spikes and why they form.
Yeah.
Really and so cool you can check that out on WRAL.com. It's a more in-depth explainer on why this happens. So please make sure to check that out. We love to explain the different phenomena that we see across the area. You got some videos for us.
I do.
One of them is out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
That's some of the snow that, as that first front moved in, I think it was into Thursday. They saw some snow there. So
yeah, this is from Joey Pop, Western North Carolina. You know, I have a friend that lives up in Boone, and I always tell her, I'm like, "Are you excited for snow?" And she says, "Well, we're kind of more used to it, right?" But I think to see it this significantly over so many different times.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of cool to see. And I don't know, our mountains are beautiful either
Yes.
way, but especially under snow, it's really
Snowy mountains.
really special.
Such a cool view. When I go out to visit my brother out in Denver, when you look west, even like in the early part of the snow season there, like where they have more consistent snows, just like you won't see snow where you are, but you look west and they have the snow-capped
Yeah,
mountains.
it's really cool.
It's just an unreal view. And I haven't made it over towards our mountains while it's been snowing, but I want to do that here in the next month or so, so I can kind of see that before we start to see the season changes.
Yeah.
And, we have warmer temperatures. Also, super cold north of us. And this is something I talked about last night on WRAL News at 11 o'clock, because, we talk about wind chills here being in the single digits. They were at like 20 below for the wind chill up towards New England states like Massachusetts, up towards New York, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine. Of course, they're used to seeing very cold temperatures, but this is just very, very cold.
Yeah, this is from New Jersey. And it's so interesting to see the wind kind of pick up the snow.
Oh, I know.
Right, like that, where you can really see it against the asphalt. And that's kind of what we saw similarly when, it snowed a weekend ago. And I was out in Cary. And even though it wasn't sticking, it was really interesting to see just how windy it was and how that could kind of contribute to those really, really cold temperatures.
And do you remember on, I think it was this past weekend, when they had the snow at the coast?
Yeah.
The snow drifts
Yeah.
from the wind picking up the snow at the coast.
nuts.
It was crazy. I saw a lot of the photos that were sent in to report it and stuff like that of the snow. Like, it looked like there was, more than, a couple of feet of snow.
Yeah.
And so that snow drift is like pushing right up against people's doors and stuff like that. That was the wildest
It's
thing
really
to see.
interesting.
You typically only see that up north where you get more consistent snow. It's usually windier. And, that's whenever you've got people, literally opening their front door. They have a pack of snow.
Yeah.
And they've got to dig through it to get to their car. And,
Right.
oh,
You don't
goodness,
expect
can't
that
imagine.
in North Carolina at the beach.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that is so wild. But yeah, we love getting your pictures and videos. Send it to us at Report It.
Yes,
We'll put it full screen.
WRAL.com/report it. Really easy to access that too. When you go on the homepage of the website, it's like one of the first things you can see on there. So please make sure to send in your photos, videos throughout the week of any of the cool weather phenomena you see, whether it be snow or even, daily, a cool sunrise or sunset. We love to see those.
Yeah.
I'll post those on my page too because I love sunrises and sunsets. So please,
Send
keep
it
sending
our
them
way.
away. We'd love to see all your photos, and make sure to like and subscribe this video like the video and then subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Because if you do that, then you also get notifications on when we post videos like this and all other content that we post on this page, because we have various stuff going on throughout the week.
So much.
Of course, the Olympics are very, very active right now, and so I think maybe next weekend, maybe we can get some more. We can go more in depth on the Olympics and stuff like that. I'd love to go more in depth on just how cold it is up in Milano Cortina at this time, when there's it looks very cold.
It looks really, really cold.
But it's pretty. It's gorgeous up there, and I'm sure the athletes are having a great time up there. So keep watching these videos, and we'll keep putting out some more information on what to expect about the next week.
One question though.
Okay.
Who do you have in the Super Bowl?
In the Super Bowl. Ooh.
We've got 1 minute and 14 seconds.
Oh no. Well,
pressure's on.
I'm torn.
Okay.
Because I've loved to see the Seahawks run this season. They've played super well too. They look really dynamic, and their team looks great. But on the flip side, I'm a Titans fan.
Okay.
And so we had Mike Vrabel as a coach, and I thought he transformed the way our team played.
Okay.
While he was there, of course, we haven't done as well recently, but hoping for more success under our new coach, Saleh. But, to see Vrabel get a Super Bowl win after moving to the Patriots would also be very cool. I'm really torn, honestly. I haven't really picked one or the other. What about you?
Meteorologist and sportscaster over here. I'm pulling for the Patriots because of Drake May. I'm UNC grad. The May family dynasty, obviously.
I love seeing. Is it Drake May and his wife Is it his wife that
she
does the
bakes
cooking
for
video?
him.
That's so good.
Yes.
I love those videos. It's fun to watch.
So sweet. But I'm a fan of the May family. I was in school when Luke May hit the shot against Kentucky, sent us to the national championship.
Right.
So I'm in it for Mr. May. So I'm pulling for the Patriots.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, I feel like Vrabel is like the one push for me to pull for the Patriots a little bit more. It has been so cool to see Sam Darnold and the Seahawks like really pull off a great season. I mean, they've got so many great pieces for such an awesome season. So it'll be interesting. It's been a really close game, I think, and it'll be fun to watch.
And you can watch it on WRAL.
Yes.